The first Prime Minister to be born in independent India, Narendra Modi is one of the most powerful men in the world today. He leads a country of 1.2 billion people and is the 15th Prime Minister of India. Welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and a few months ago we did part 1 of Narendra Modi Facts, but we had a lot more to say, and a lot of you requested for us to do a part 2 because we all know we can't just make one video about Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi, he used to sell tea in a railway station at one point, and now he's the most powerful man in the country of India. Many of you probably already know this fact. Narendra Modi's father had a tea stall at the Vadnagar railway station in Gujarat, and young Narendra Modi often lent a helping hand when it came to selling tea at the station. As a teenager, Narendra Modi participated in the 1965 Indo-Pak War, but he didn't participate as a soldier. However, he was a volunteer. He would assist soldiers at the railway station during their journey. He also helped the flood victims in Gujarat in 1967. So he's definitely a real patriot to his country. Now, there was a controversial event that happened pretty recently involving Narendra Modi as well as the rest of the Indian government and the whole Indian country as a whole. On November 8th, 2016, the government of India, they announced that all 500 rupee and 1,000 rupee banknotes were demonetized, and these banknotes were from the Gandhi series. The banknotes, of course, portray Mahatma Gandhi. This announcement was made during an unscheduled TV broadcast, so of course that took the nation by surprise. Everybody was like, what is going on here? And there was a lot of fallout. There were long lines at ATMs because people didn't really know what to do, as well as there were some other economic issues. The government states, however, that this was an effort to prevent counterfeit money from being used to fund crimes. But with that said, that leads us to our question of the day for this episode. I want to know, guys, what do you think about this whole demonetization? Let me know down there. And if you're not really familiar with the demonetization at all, just let me know what you think based on hearing what I just shared in this episode. In 2010, when Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, the United Nations awarded Gujarat as the second best state in the world. During his election campaign, Narendra Modi actually had the largest mass outreach. He addressed people by traveling over 3 lakh kilometers across 25 states. He was a part of 1,350 3D rallies and 437 public rallies. All of this was done within an 8-month time period, so this guy was moving real quick, real fast. Prime Minister Modi is also very conscious of the cleanliness in India. So much so that he launched the Swachh Bharat mission to spread the awareness of cleanliness among the people. At one rally, he was actually quoted to have said this: "Build toilets before temples." Moving on into the social media realm of Prime Minister Modi, he's actually one of the 17 people that the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe follows on Twitter. He also has nearly 30 million followers on Twitter. That puts him in second place. Like, Barack Obama is way up there. But I mean, Prime Minister Modi, you know, Donald Trump is catching up in followers, so you got work to do. But in any case, Narendra Modi is actually considered to be one of the most tech-savvy world leaders. He remains active on social media platforms, including his Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and other types of forums out there. Prime Minister Modi has an extremely strong command of the Gujarati and Hindi languages. He claims, however, that he's not very fluent at English, but when he's out there giving a public speech,
this fills every Indian's heart with pride.
I mean, millions of other people would agree that he is a good public speaker. But what many people believe is that this is highly attributed to the 3-month course on public relations and image management that he did in the US. But either way, he's not just a great speaker, he's also a great dresser. This guy got some style. You'll never find him wearing any wrinkly clothes whatsoever. This is a habit that he developed in his much younger days, and at that time he used a self-made iron to get out all the wrinkles in his clothes. Now, in part 1, I mentioned that Prime Minister Modi wakes up very early to see what the world is saying about him so he can always be one step ahead. But did you know that he's actually just an early riser in general. He maintains a schedule of waking up between 5 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. regardless of any other factors out there, or if he went to bed super late. Regardless of that, he's getting up 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. in that time period. I don't know how he does it, but I mean, when you're really passionate about something, you find a way to just get up and do it. Now, outside of politics, Prime Minister Modi is actually a pretty creative person. He's written a fair amount of poetry in his lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting India back on track, an action agenda of reforms by Carnegie Endowment for International Peace.
Apart from poetry, he also loves photography, and he even held an exhibit at one point where he showed off his photography skills. Prime Minister Modi, a very powerful man, he leads one of the largest countries in terms of population in the world. That's not an easy thing to do, so I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about Prime Minister Modi down below in the comment section. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Be sure to let me know your thoughts about the demonetization down below. And thanks once again for tuning in to another episode of FTD Facts. Be sure to check out our social media links down below, and I'll see you real soon in another video. Until next time, I'm Leroy Kenton.